It's Monday. The madness is here for the men and the women, or maybe just some ass whoopings. Is Zay Flowers a number one receiver? We know a number one who did get paid, and a certain tight end staying in Kansas City a little bit longer. We get you ready for the week that is coming up, and baseball is back as well. Lots to get into. Flex Zone Podcast, episode 527. Keeping it as lit as possible. Let's get to it. Another illustrious cast back again. Flex Zone Podcast, new CBA. We're here. Let's get to it. Monday night, we're live.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Episode 527. The Flex On Podcast, fellas. The only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Whooping the competition's ass. Better than those number one seeds in the women's tournament. BTA all day here on the Flex On Podcast. Throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Big episode 527. Illustrious guest joining us. You know him, you love him. He's family. Back again. He's staying up late with us. So we're going to rock and roll with him. But last but not least, yours truly, God's favorite host. Hit the like button, hit the bell, check out all the content on the channel. You know the vibes. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. Twitter, come on over to YouTube, subscribe. 4,200 strong. Appreciate each one of you. We're growing, we're rocking and rolling. Let's keep it rocking and rolling tonight. You see the thumbnail. We're going to get into it all. Everybody in the chat, appreciate each one of you. And you can always super chat, donate to what we do here on the Flex Zone, as well as a Cash App. Let's get to it. Social media producer. Man who makes the streams pristine, ready for another week of content. And let's just say he's busting brackets each and every day. The one and only Big Raj.
No bread, no water, just me.
Will you Raj for me tonight?
Finish him, Daddy.
I don't know what to say to that, but I'm here. I don't know about.
You like your boy Dietrich Davis? You like your boy Dietrich?
Well, Dietrich was on some other type stuff. But yeah, busting brackets. I don't know about that part, but yeah, I was gonna leave it at that. There you go. I'm done.
Big Raj is here, and if you know it's a Monday night, not only did we get goofy, we salute our resident Commandalorian, the voice of reason, one half of the founding fathers, their senior producer, my heavens, Cravante, baby, and let's just say your city will be LIT this weekend.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Is it what? How many in a row now? 16?
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
Jam. Oh, jam. Well, now that's goofy. Stupid. Just stupid.
And you better hope they keep losing. You seen some of these brothers in the tournament. Mr. Dabonsa, Mr. Peterson, Mr. A Cup. Anybody else you want, Cavante? Because y'all should have a pick of the litter. I'm not as high on Bulls as everybody else, but we'll say that for later.
Oh,
He can't create his own shot like the other boys, man. He got to get help. But that's just me. He like his daddy. That's all I'll say. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. But he's not like Dabonsa. He's like KD. He give you 30. Peterson, he give you 30. A-Cuff, he give you 30.
A-Cuff is like I really
can't,
like
doesn't want to play defense, but
then he fits in perfectly. But yeah, man, that losing streak, Raj, yo, I seen something crazy. I think they said since 2004, this is the fourth 16-game losing streak. And I was like, what are we talking about?
So they've been doing it since Steve Buckhands and Phil Chenier, huh? Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh, man. Rough times, man. Rough times. But yeah, man. We're here. I am not looking at NBA. Well, I'm not looking at Wizards basketball at all because it's not much to look at.
You're right. It's not.
It's it's rough, man. It's because I still get the notifications and stuff, and it's like, bro, that's a lot. But you know, it is what it is. We're in the off season. We have some goofy flag football things going on. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. And I'm sorry in advance for Dr. Reverend that's behind the scenes, that's in the green room right now, that he had to see the that damn song, Dre. That damn song.
He likes the song, I think.
He
I
probably
think he likes
does.
it.
He probably does, or whatever. Look.
Look at him. Look at the Raj.
Last but not least, the OTC, the Flex Zone Messiah, the man with the plan, the super producer, the one who shimmies better than Steph Curry, the one who lets you know whose house it is, the pride of the East Side to save your misbehavior, the one and only dodging potholes, Jersey Drake.
Acknowledge me. Like a 5'2", the Samoan werewolf. I love you solo. Whose house?
Real quick, Dre. Every time we get an ass whooping in wrestling, I always think about you and Raj. We got Randy Orton going crazy on Friday nights. We got Roman Reigns going crazy with Punk on Monday nights. You got Obafemi and Brock, Stephanie beating up people. It's WrestleMania season, my brother.
Man, look, out of all those ass whoopings, Oba's catching up, but it's no ass whooping like a Randy Orton ass whooping, man. I tell you.
Gotta love it. Dre's here. Dre's ready to rock and roll. But
Yes,
we got
sir.
family here. He's not a guest. He's family. What is it, Cavante? The Reverend Doctor, illustrious Reverend Doctor, Bishop Reverend Doctor, the illustrious one,
Deacon,
Deacon, head of the men's ministry,
head of the ministries.
This brother is a family member here in the Flex and always support what we do, and he loves the ladies because he loves the women's sports. He supports what they do. He's a supporter. He's a season ticket holder. He's an aficionado, and he's family. He's joining us back again. Up late. We ain't gonna keep him up too late. But the one and only Paul Williams back on the Flex Zone. Make some noise for Paul. What's up, Paul?
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Paul, what's up, brother? How you been, my guy?
I'm good. How y'all doing? It's good to be here. Episode 527 of the Flex Zone. I'm glad to be back.
Hey, man, let the people know how to keep up with you, man. I know you got some great takes on social media, always talking about the women's games. Let them know how to keep up with you. How can they follow you?
Main way, just on Instagram, Pablo_Jesus_Rodriguez.
He ain't got a bit of Hispanic blood in him.
Not at all.
Hey, man, good to have you, my brother. Let's just get right into it, and we'll get the fellas' input as well. The WNBA CBA gets done, Paul. Real quick, just some notes. The players voted over 90% to agree with it. The salary cap for the season will be $7 million and change annually based on team revenue growth. It is expected to exceed $10 million by the end of the current deal as well. Also, real quick, I do want to note the changes in salaries. The maximum salary set for $1.4 million. I believe Asia Wilson is going to get that. They already said.
Yes.
That is going to grow by more than $2.4 million by 2032. So they'll be at $2.4 million by then. The average salary goes from $583,000 to exceed $1 million in 2032. Minimum salaries will be based on service time from $270,000 to $300,000 and projected to range from $340,000 to $380,000 by 2032. Also, rookie contracts, number one overall pick, projected to earn $500,000 as well. And at least 12 players on each roster. 44 games will remain, but it will expand up to 50 games in 2027 and 2028, then 52 games 2029 through 2032. So it looks like also real quick, players making $500,000 or less will be provided. So new housing will be provided as well if they're making $500,000 or less as well. Codified league-wide charter air travel, which is good, and pregnant player trade consent, great. Increases in bonus compensation, first class travel, 401k, and a one-time recognition payment for WNBA veterans based on tenure from $30,000 to $100,000 as well. Life insurance benefits, $700,000 per player, health coverage, and family planning. I know it's a lot, Paul, but goddamn, is it overdue? Like Dre said, I'm glad they got the deal done. I do want to applaud that. Paul, how you feeling, man? You are a season ticket holder. You support the Mystics. You know all the players. How you feeling about this deal, man? What are your thoughts when you heard this come out?
Man, I love it. I feel like it's about time. They've been talking about this for too long. I think there shouldn't have been this much pushback on the new CBA deal. It just took so long. They started meeting for about almost 24 hours a day. So, but I just think it was overdue. You got to give these women what they deserve, man. I think they were asking for 50% of the gross. They got about 20% of the gross, which is still really good. So they'll have that increased salary over the time. I do like a lot of things that you point out, like the league provided housing. Like all the players are going to get that up until 2028, and then 2029, 2030. If you make it under 500,000, the league is going to provide housing too. That was one of the big issues as well. That charter travel been an issue for a while. Get those players off those Spirit flights, man. Like, put flights, they can't come to the game because they got the flu, or now their knee hurt because it was all bent up. You got a 6'5" player sitting middle row on Spirit, ain't got no leg burn, man. Like,
they taking Soul Plane up there.
Hey, look. Spirit gets you from point A to point B now.
We need them point A to point B healthy and
there it is
healthy and comfortable.
If you get from point A to point B, you got to sew it back. That's a problem. You can't play.
But hey, what they used to tell us, man, put some ice on it.
But I like that. It's so much better for them, especially for that giving back to the players that kind of got them there with the one-time payment to those veteran players based on service. The $100K if you got 12 years or more, $50K if you got 8 to 11 years. I just think a lot of these things are overdue, and they're really good for the league and for the growth. I think it was unanimous, voting on it by the players. So they love the deal. So I'm glad everybody's happy, in this deal. I love it. And I love the other thing is the roster spots. They get 12, but then they get 2 additional developmental players that don't count against the cap, which I think is really great because a lot of times with the WNBA, you get the draft picks. Even if they get drafted in the first round, a lot of them still don't make the team. So you have the opportunity to still add developmental players to the team. Like that way, you ain't got to be pro ready out of college 2 weeks after you done finished the tournament. Now you competing for a roster spot, competing for a job, and then you get picked 5th and you're not even in the league. So I love the developmental aspect of it, because WNBA don't have a G League, but you can put them on that Bronny James Dalton Connect plan where they can still sit with the team and learn.
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead real quick.
So you want to jump in, Cravante, or you want me to ask first?
No, go do your thing.
Do you think that this new WNBA CBA, do you think this is the Caitlin Clark effect, or do you think that the game, because of college basketball, is just kind of just finally moving in the direction that these ladies have so well deserved?
I think it's a lot of different factors. A lot of people would just point to Caitlin Clark. She is very popular, does generate a lot of revenue for the WNBA. She had one of the highest attendance, previously had the pro women's basketball record for highest attendance game with the Mystics like a couple years ago. But that record was broken during the Unrivaled game that was held at the Xfinity Center in Philadelphia. They broke that record. And Caitlin Clark wasn't in that game. She don't even play in Unrivaled. And they had great attendance in Unrivaled 3-on-3 basketball league as well. They had another game at the Barclays Center that was heavily attended. I think it's a fact. You got Caitlin Clark, you got Angel Reese. A lot more of them are getting shoe deals. Asia Wilson got a shoe deal. Sabrina, Angel, Caitlin got her Nike contract. So there's a lot of they're getting out there with the merchandise. You're seeing a lot more WNBA players and commercials on TV, different ads. So I think there's a lot of factors that contribute to the growth of the game and the visibility that's on it. College is definitely a big factor. You get familiar with a lot of players when they have to stay for 4 years, as opposed to the men game when, you know, a lot of them are one and done. But you just get a lot more familiar with the players, and also those great coaches that are in the women's game as well. Gino and Don Staley and Brenda Fries and all the rest of them.
Raj, anything on the CBA you think of? Anything? Over 100 free agents could be crazy.
I'm gonna just say this. I'm happy that they got a new deal. I'm happy the women got a new deal. But the time is now for them to grow the game, and step out of the league, the NBA shadow, and create and do their thing and do it in the right, correct, proper way. This is a great start forward for them. More money, more opportunities. Now they're going to have to put up, because Caitlin, she's the future of the WNBA right now. Aja Wilson is the right now. She's the best player in all of the WNBA, and the girls coming after them are going to have to really push the league forward, because I think with this new deal, they say that if the league keeps growing, they'll be making a lot more money. So I'm wishing them the best, man. I'm happy they got the new deal. I'm happy that people are getting shoe deals. The women are getting that respect. The game is growing. The Unrivaled League is great for the WNBA as well, because you get to see other women play on TNT. All of it is fantastic. But for this deal to actually continue to and to go through, they're going to have to continue to keep doing that thing, growing the game, and playing some really great competitive basketball, which they've been doing, but now they can do it, in a more higher tier. And also, the league is going to definitely have to market their superstars a little bit better. Aja Wilson is getting that great marketability, and so is Caitlin Clark. But we got to see the Paige Beckers. We got to see some other superstars from other teams as well. So they're off to a fantastic start, and hopefully, I do believe that they get a expansions team, I believe.
They get into this season.
Yeah.
So that's definitely going to help as well. So, shout out to the women for getting the deal done, and continuing moving forward with women's basketball.
Who are the two teams again, Paul? Because I know it's a couple of them on there.
Toronto Temple and Portland Fire are coming this season.
Okay. Go ahead, Cravante.
Long time coming. About time, and I'm glad to hear that they're covering a multitude of like sections of it. It's not just about the money; it's about the insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and I think Paul said something earlier about them, giving back, back to those that paved the way for what we have today. Like the women, moving forward are about to start making millions.
Yes.
Just think what they was making in 98. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
They was making like regular job money. You know what I'm saying? And for it to be here now is absolutely amazing. And they having like the max and the super max. I agree, Raj, with the marketing. The WNBA as association is going to have to step their game up and push those players that's making this. That's the reason why they're making all this money. Like Caitlin Clark should not be the only one that's in State Farm commercials. You know what I'm saying? Different things like that. And we see the improvement. We see it getting bigger. And it's just that they have to continue the trajectory that they're on, because the money don't get smaller. The money keep growing. Like I just saw it said by the end of the agreement, they'll be at 10 mil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to continue to grow with your money. You got to keep doing things that continue to grow. But could not be happier that this is really happening. Like, because like Paul said, they've been talking about this forever. They've really been talking about this forever, and it's actually absolutely come to a realization. So it's absolutely an amazing thing. But this is because they're starting fresh. They got to get this part right. Take care of them players after their playing days is over. Like put that in the mix right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there are associations and leagues and organizations that's still struggling with that. And I'm not talking about just their physical, I'm talking about their mental health and all of that. Like, take care of the players that's making the WNBA what it is. Right. You know what I'm saying? So this is a good first step. Don't get money hungry, WNBA, that is. Like, let's not get greedy and shortchange the ones that got you here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy. I'm happy and ecstatic that this is finally coming to be. And viewership has grown as well. And it starts in college basketball. Women's college basketball over the past couple years has been better than basketball, men's college basketball. If you ask my opinion, as far as like watching the game, the fundamentals, the development, and actually good playing basketball. So it's only natural that college basketball got an uptake, and now the WNBA has an uptake. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm glad it's finally here.
Real quick, Paul, I want to get your thoughts. We got the 2 expansion drafts, April 7th through 11th, free agent negotiation period, 12th through 18th, the signing period. The draft is April 13th. Training camp opens April 19th, opening night May 8th. We saw over 100 free agents. Any names that we should be on the lookout for? And is it still the Las Vegas Aces Invitational? Because it just seems like it's their party, and we just watching it every year, especially with A'ja Wilson, only getting better.
It's going to be really interesting because with the CBA being signed so late and everything being so kind of pressed and rushed at this point, I don't expect there to be a lot of free agency movement. Like, even when you look at the unrestricted free agents, I think people are just going to get that bag and stay with their team. Like, I don't see A'ja Wilson or Chelsea Gray leaving Las Vegas. Might be able to get Jackie Young out of Las Vegas only because everybody can't get Supermax. Maybe she goes somewhere else to another younger team where they can kind of offer her more money. Maybe Arike. She kind of hasn't been winning with Dallas. Maybe she wants to get up out of Dallas and go somewhere else. That's a possibility. Maybe Jewel Lloyd, Vegas don't want her back, and she's able to finesse somebody out of a bigger bag. I don't think she's Supermax quality anymore, but somebody else may see it that way and pick her up. Kelsey Plum might want to move, but I think for the most part, the majority of the free agents are going to stay right where they are. I don't expect much out of that. What hasn't been really described, out of that CBA is how the expansion draft is going to work with like coring players, because if you can't core free agents, the tempo and fire are not going to have many options, because teams are going to be able to designate, they're going to be able to pick 6 players from their teams, five players from their teams who are going to protect, and mostly those likely going to be the rookie contracts. So other than that, you ain't really got much to pick from with your expansion draft. Like, I don't think they're going to get much out of that. I just don't see free agency being hot movement, but it might be a few people here and there, a few pieces people may be able to pick up to make stronger teams. As far as Las Vegas Invitational, is looking like that a little bit. Depending on how things go, depending on how much Las Vegas can re-sign, I think they could probably use a better center than Kia Stokes, maybe someone that can help A'ja Wilson paint. So I think that would be a good move for them teams that might be able to retool and challenge them. New York, Liberty. I see them all pretty much staying together. They might be able to add a piece or two from free agency in the draft and put something together. But the team that I'm really looking at to challenge Las Vegas is the Minnesota Lynx. So depending on how Collier coming off that injury, and I think they'll be pretty much be able to keep the team together. And they have the number 2 pick in the WNBA draft. So they're looking at there's a center. They need a center bad. Maybe if Shakira Austin don't stay in DC, I don't know what the Mystics want to do with her. If they can finesse her to Minnesota, her and Kylie in the paint would be awesome. They can get one out the draft if they're able to get Lauren Betts. She's 6'7", playing for UCLA right now. They're killing. Either way, I see Minnesota, depending on free agency in the draft, they may be able to retool and challenge Las Vegas. But right now, with that continuity they got, it's going to be hard to take them.
Well, you did mention Angel, so we gotta ask about Angel. What do you think are the next steps for her, being that now it's kind of like when they were both, her and Caitlin were coming out of college, it was kind of even, but now it seems like there's starting to be a gap between Caitlin and Angel.
Honestly, the gap is really franchise, and Indiana was able to build a team around Caitlin. Like, you look at the people that Indiana Fever picked up to surround Caitlin with. They got Aaliyah Boston. They got Sophie Cunningham, who's like her Draymond Green. They added Kelsey Mitchell. So when you look at the team, is the best player on the team Caitlin Clark? I don't know. Kelsey Mitchell is a number 1 too. So it's like you have 2 number 1s on the team with Aaliyah Boston in the paint. You got Odyssey Sims on that team, who just won Athletes Unlimited down there in Nashville. That's a 30-day basketball league that she just won. So they put players around her. They put scorers around her. They put good defensive team. Maybe that team could be a team to challenge Las Vegas too if Caitlin Clark is healthy. So yeah, that's why Caitlin has the edge right now, is because Indiana, their GM was able to do better than Chicago's GM, because what they surrounded Angel Reese with, she's the best player on the team. They gave her Courtney Vandersloot. Yeah, she's a former champion, but she's about my age now, or a little older. She had the end of her career. They gave her Ariel Atkins, who's kind of on the tail end of her career. They ain't really.
You ain't even mentioned our girl Cardoso though.
I mean, Cardoso on the thing, she's been a little hurt, been in and out there, but that's only one other player that's down there in the paint with Angel. You need shooters. You need, Angel's stats are good. She give you a double-double every game. She give you about 14, 12, and now she even giving close to 4 assists a game, because she can even take the ball up the court, and she has great vision. Even back in the LSU days. So there's potential for Angel, but Chicago just has to do better by her.
We talk so much about other people, but Angel has done a real good job in marketing herself.
Oh yeah.
So
she need to go. She need to force her way out. She need to force her way out, Paul. Let's not belabor the point. She ain't winning shit in Chicago. Okay.
No. I don't know what Wade doing, but he ain't.
Real quick, Serena Williams is part of the ownership group with Toronto as well. I see, so that's big. That's a big look.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Paul. We got to get to the women's college game because I know we don't want to take too long. What the hell is going on, man? Are we just fast forwarding to the Final Four? Who did you have winning it all? Who do you see winning it all? Looks like we're Sweet 16 is pretty much set. South Carolina, all the 1 seeds blowing everybody out. I mean, do we care till we get to the Final Four?
I think now we're getting into some good competition games. With the women's game, there is like a real disparity in the talent when you really get down to it, like your number 1s and your number 2s. But I think now, going into the Sweet 16, you're going to see some good matchups. You got Vanderbilt and Notre Dame coming up this week. That's going to be really good. Michaela Blake's number 1 scorer in the nation. You got her against Hannah Hidalgo, who's like an absolute dog. So that's going to be a great matchup. Even in South Carolina Oklahoma game, Oklahoma beat South Carolina in the SEC championship. So, if South Carolina might not even make it out to Sweet 16, that's a possibility. Who I have winning it all? I'm putting my money on the Texas Longhorns. I really think they have a shot. I know South Carolina is going to have a tough road. They got Oklahoma, who beat them in the SEC tournament championship. If they make it out of that, I think their next matchup would be TCU with Olivia Miles, who's
that's my
triple,
girl.
yeah, who's get triple. I think she almost had back-to-back triple doubles this tournament. She's really good. And even if they make it through all of that to get to the championship, you got to get past probably UConn. So it's a tough road for South Carolina. I think UConn, I would go with them, but when I look at their schedule, I don't really see a lot of big wins. They only played like one SEC team, and that was Tennessee. I don't know if they're battle tested enough. I mean, good other notable teams that they beat: Iowa Hawkeyes, Notre Dame. I don't know if they're battle tested. Texas, on the other hand, they beat UCLA. They beat South Carolina twice. They beat UNC, Oklahoma, LSU. Like, I think they're a little more battle tested. So I'm looking at Texas. They got an easier road to the finals. And I think they can beat UCLA and that Final Four matchup if they get them, or even I think maybe LSU might be in their way. I think they can get to the finals and win it all.
Now, I know you said that the competition should be better, but a lot of people are picking all number one seeds to make it to the Final Four. Now, do you think that's just because of people just being lazy, or do you think that it's just because these truly are the four best teams right now?
I really think there are truly are the four best teams. Like I say, there could be a shakeup with South Carolina, in that bracket against Oklahoma, TCU.
Mm-hmm.
There could be a shakeup with trying to remember which bracket LSU was in, where they could come out of that. I think they would have UCLA maybe in the Final Four.
I think it would be UCLA, Texas, and then UConn and South Carolina for all four.
Okay.
Yeah.
But LSU might come out and get to the Final Four. So I think there could be a little shakeup. But overall, I mean, if those number ones happen, I wouldn't be upset. I really think they are like four great teams. Like this, they got a lot of stars players on their team. I mean, it's hard to compete against that level of quality when you got AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong, when you got Madison Booker and Corey Harmon, when you got Flage and Michaela Williams, and you got Raven Johnson and Joyce Edwards and I forget the center's name, and they have a Tessa Johnson who's a really good 3-point shooter. Like, it's just too much star power on those number ones to really, say, oh, they're going to be eliminated.
Now, I heard you mention some names, but you ain't mentioned Audie Crooks. Why is that?
Oh, she's eliminated.
Well, I mean, she's eliminated, but she's somebody that's starting to make her way.
Oh, yeah. Audie Crooks is a beast.
She has a lot of power, too.
yeah. She got a lot of power. That's when I don't know how that game is going to translate to the WNBA when she goes. I don't know. It's a lot fast-paced league. I don't know how she's going to be able to do that. But she is in college very dominant. I don't know. Maybe it's hard to recruit people to Iowa State. But she is really good. She is really good.
All right. Now I know we had talked offline about the Maryland situation. What are your thoughts about that?
Oh man, I love it. I absolutely love it. Like Brenda Free stated 3 times in her post game, she has a relationship. It's about relationship. And that's the most important thing between coach and player, to know what your player wants and desires, and able to give them that in that moment. Like the player said, I want to be Coach Hard. Okay, and the coach is able to deliver that. To be soft to the players that you have to be a little soft with, to be harder on the players that want you to be harder on them, and giving players what they want. I think that's what makes her a successful coach, to enable to constantly get to that NCAA tournament. So I just love that it's about relationship, because relationship is important. Because earlier, probably about a month or so ago, we see Kim Caldwell, the Tennessee head coach, was kind of like in headlines because it was like, oh, she may have lost the locker room because she don't have good relationship with her players. So you kind of see on both ends like what a good relationship between coach and players can do for a team, and how it can damage a team if you don't have that relationship. Because like Brenda said, after she talked to her, the girl went in, she got a block, she got a steal, score. And this is not a player that's like a role player, somebody that come off the bench. This is like the star of the team. Like if you see her play, she has a motor. Like she don't stop. Like she kind of reminds me of like a Russell Westbrook type. Like she's just constantly moving, take it to the basket at any chance she get. It was one game, Maryland was down with, it was 1 minute left. They were down by like 10. And they came back because she was in there getting steal after steal, getting easy bucket and ones, and they were able to come back and win that game. But it's I just love that relationship. I love to be able to coach and yell, especially with the younger generation, because a lot of them seem too soft to handle that. So I'm glad that relationship between coach and player, that it was able to be delivered and received in a way that was both were good with.
All right, Paul, before we get you out of here, let's get some Ravens talk. Max Crosby, no. Trey Hendrickson, yes. 11 draft picks, lose a lot of players. How are you feeling? And the question we had, Raj brought this to my attention. How you feel about that Zay Flowers situation? Do you think he is a number one receiver? We saw JSN get 4 for 168 from Seattle after the year he had. How you feeling about this whole Ravens offseason, Lamar's contract, any of the outlook heading into the season?
Well, I'm excited about the upcoming season because of all the changes, that we've had. I do like the Trey Hendrickson move. I mean, Max Crosby would have been good too, or even both, if that was even true, that we could have gotten both. But I do love getting Trey Hendrickson. I do love that they, trying to retool that defensive line. Hopefully we can get a good pass rush going. I see some re-signings of some good players and some additions to the offensive line, moving things around. I'm really hoping that things go well, because it always looks good on paper, right? It always, going into the season, always looks good on paper. It's like, oh, this looks really good. We got a nice roster, coaching staff, everything looks good. But then it's something like, oh, the defense is messing up. Oh, players fumbling, and we got drop pass, missed field goal. I just want a year where everybody's healthy, and we just get a year where everything goes right for one time. And we just had that legitimate shot Super Bowl appearance and victory. So I'm just hoping for a healthy year where everything goes right. I love the team, love Lamar. Hoping the wide receiver situation, Zay. I don't know if he's a number one. I don't know. I don't know if our offense yields to number one type of production to where it validates having a number one receiver and being able to utilize him like he is a one. I don't know.
That is a great point. That is a great point.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to have the offense that yields for number one. Like if you're run focus or just kind of scramble a bit to give receivers time to get open. I mean, is that really an offense that lends to having a number one receiver? So I mean, we won 2 Super Bowls without really having a true number one receiver. I don't really think it's necessary. You look at the Bengals got, you could argue 2 number one receivers. They ain't going nowhere.
Dallas
got number one receiver.
Dallas got 2 number ones.
Yeah,
look at that shit showing Philly. Look at that shit showing Philly.
Exactly. I think
we love it. We love it. We love it.
I mean, look at the Broncos now. They got Waddle. That happened last week.
Yeah.
Woo, man. It's getting exciting in Denver, man.
Now, Paul, let me ask you then. You've been a long time Ravens fan. Zay or Hollywood?
Come on.
I'm going Zay. Zay is healthier. So I'm going based off that, and I think he give you better production than Hollywood. I think and more escapability, and I'm taking Zay, and I think you can utilize him more with the end rounds. I don't think Hollywood's good at that.
Now you talked about a true number one. You know the Ravens may not be done now that they got some cap space. You think they need to pull the trigger and go ahead and try to trade for somebody like an AJ Brown?
I mean, you could. I mean, I feel like he's just going to be used the same way he used in Philly, just a decoy. Get everybody else open. Open it up for Rashad. Open it up for Zay. Open it up for Mark Andrews. Open it up for some stuff out the backfield. It's just.
Dr. Reverend. I don't
see the need.
Don't you do this. Don't feed into what Dre is trying to listen. don't you bring that AJ Brown to Baltimore. Not with that attitude. Not with that attitude. Absolutely not.
If I could spend more money maybe on, shoring up the defense to make sure that's to bring that back to like 2000 level, you know what I mean? Like that's
a stretch, bro. He said 2000.
I mean, if I get close to that or something,
What was that, 2023 or was it 2022 when we had Mike here? Like if you talk about that, I'm like, all right.
Give me some, give me a great defense. Lamar gonna give you about 30 a game, so just give me a good defense. Hold people under 21.
So, are you excited about the new head coach?
Yeah, I'm excited about the new head coach. I like the idea of having a fresh voice. I do like having a defensive-minded coach. I do like what I hear is good for the NFL to have more coaches that are good with the X's and O's that can really talk to players about that. And is more about that than it is about, I guess, inspirational talks and all of that. So, I mean, if that's where the league is going, then I'm glad they have somebody that has that knowledge there. So, but I do love the fresh faces. You're always, concerned about first-time coaches. Like, is this thing going to go well? I mean, it can go either way, but I'm hoping it goes well.
And we're going to add up for you. And we're going to add. Cavante.
What'd you say?
I said he put that up for you right there. Ohio State.
Yeah, absolutely. Byron, listen, we're going to add Carnell Tate to that. And then we're gonna add Jeremiah Smith the following year. That we're just gonna keep growing this list, baby. That's what it is.
And the late Chris Henry, his son, his son is going to Ohio State this year as well, wide receiver. So there you go.
I did want to
remember him, Raj. Remember him?
I did want to ask y'all talked about with Dre.
Oh, okay. What's your question, man?
I know me and you talked about Lamar. They reworked his contract, but he didn't extend any years, right? They just reworked it. I think after the 2, I talked about this with Dre. After the 2 years, especially if he wins the Super Bowl, I think he's going to finish up in Miami, his career.
I doubt it.
Well, I'm not mad if it happens, but it does look like the writing could possibly be there, being that they're not tied necessarily to a quarterback because Malik's only signed, I think, to a 1-year deal. They're going to have some cap space soon, being that they got rid of Waddle. They'll be done with Tua's contract in a few years. And then
when Lamar's contract is up.
And if they can trade off the Cheetah, then they'll have a lot of room.
He's a free agent. They don't got to trade him off.
So. Oh, he's a free agent. Okay, so
even better.
So Miami's about to have a lot of.
Let me interrupt. Nobody's going to Miami. They are the shit of the NFL. They're worse than the Browns. They will probably have one of the worst records along with the Jets. The AFC East is a shit show. Only 2 good teams. But go ahead.
Come to me next.
That's why I said it's going to.
He does not want to go to Miami. He won't win shit.
But
that's what I'm saying. If he wins here, he gets his Super Bowl. I don't think he minds going home where he loves to. You see how he ball out when he go to Miami. He puts on a show. He's very involved in his community back at home. I think there's a possibility.
That the reason he balls out so well in Miami is because Brian Flores is the defensive coordinator. That's why that defense can't stop a nosebleed, bro.
Brian Flores is in Minnesota right now. But
yeah.
Anyway, let me say some things, man. Because I'm the one who put this topic together because I've been hearing all these Ravens fans crying,
complaining, bitching and complaining,
whining, complaining, bitching,
getting on my nerves.
On Instagram, on the Twitters, on YouTube about how Zay Flowers is not a number 1 wide receiver. He's not a number 1 wide receiver. We need another receiver. No, he's the number 1 wide receiver on this goddamn team. I'm tired of people crying and whining about it. I got love for all my Ravens people. I love them all. But they've been whining and crying about this shit, man. He's the number 1 wide receiver on this team. And he needs to be paid because we do not want to lose this guy. He is the best receiver the Ravens has ever drafted. He's the best receiver they ever drafted. Better than Torrey Smith, better than Travis Taylor, better than Hollywood Brown and Rashad Bateman. You know, he's the best guy that the Ravens has ever drafted. They need to extend him, and they need to do it now because we just seen with JSN, how much money he commanded. You know, and their numbers are almost similar. So he definitely got to get his bread. I hope he stays. Also, with the Lamar question that you asked, Paul, I think that I'm with you, man. I've been saying this for a minute since he did not get that extension. Lamar Jackson is looking at the team like, look, bro, this is a whole new coaching staff, a whole new offensive coordinator, a whole new offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Everything is brand new. I don't know who these people are. I know I helped hire them, but I want to see what they do first. I want to see how they run the team. I want to see how they talk to me, how they talk to my guys. If I'm not liking this shit, then I'm out of here. I think he's just waiting to see what this team looks like next year before he fully commits to it. And if it looks good, then he'll be here. If it's not, then he'll be out of here. So I think right now, like I've been saying for the past couple weeks, Lamar Jackson is Cat Williams and EDC is Terry with Terry Crews.
Terry Crews from Friday After.
And he got the Ravens by the balls right now. So he holds all the power. And if the power ain't going his way, he's out of here. And then this is the truth. But like I said before, Zay Flowers is the number 1 wide receiver on this team. And they better and EDC better get to it and stop playing around because he already lost Tyler Linderbaum, lost Isaiah Likely, and is going to lose some more people. And you do not want to lose the best receiver that you ever drafted.
Yeah, the brothers barely got 100 targets. We don't even use them. They don't even use him right. He's only got 100 targets, 118 targets. I mean, you got guys getting over 200 targets. He's getting over 1,000 yards.
And still look at his numbers.
That's what I'm saying. He got no argument for me. I think I said it in the draft. Drake and vouch. I said it on the draft. I thought he was one of the best receivers in the draft.
And he was. And look, for a little guy, he balls.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just don't use him right.
And he's the thing is too, Zay is reliable. Like when we need a big like home run, it used to be Andrews. As soon as Zay got there, that changed, man.
And real quick, Dre, think about it. Put Zay in the Andy Reid offense. Put Zay in the Clint Kubiak offense. Put Zay in one of those offensive coordinator, a Sean McVay offense. Look at what his numbers would be. He'd be getting 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
And I think Declan Gore is the right offensive coordinator though, because look what Chicago did. They throw to the receiver. Cravante, you want to get in here on Zay real quick?
I think so the biggest thing is being available and being reliable. Zay Flowers has shown up and he has produced, and that usually means he gets paid. Now, obviously, he wouldn't get paid what a JSN received, but he deserves to get, ballpark. He deserves to get you know, some he deserves to get somewhere in that, you know, somewhat close to that range. Now, you don't want to break the bank because y'all know how the Ravens do. The Ravens are big couponers, huh? They not really big on paying anybody top 5 money to a position, but Zay Flowers is, I think he's put up enough production for it to be warranted that he can do this, that his trajectory is going to continue going up. You know what I'm saying? As long as he obviously health permitted. He deserves his money. Now, is he a number 1 receiver in a general sense? No. But on the Ravens, yes. Because again, like Paul said earlier, they don't really have an offense that's like, oh, we need a number 1 guy for this offense to work. If we did, that's great, but it's not a necessity to be a successful offense. The Ravens, since Lamar Jackson has been there, has been a top 10, top 5 offense, especially rushing. So, you know, he doesn't need to be the, you know, that type of number 1, you know what I'm saying, guy, because he needs to be what the Ravens need him to be. And that's exactly what he's doing now. You know what I'm saying? So he's the number 1 for the Baltimore Ravens.
Dre, I'll give you the final word before we get Paul up out of here.
And let me ask you, what do you think the end story will be for the Ravens this year? Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Playoffs, conference championship, Super Bowl.
Honestly, depending on how this new coaching staff look, you know, as long as we have a creative offense and we have a defense that don't need
Rod, back up, yo.
That we have a creative offense and we have a defense that don't need to wait till the bye week to start playing well. I really think like sky's the limit. I think we can go Super Bowl. I think the rest of the AFC, I think it's up for grabs, you know, pretty much. And I think that we got a legitimate shot to go all the way.
You got an early Super Bowl pick based on some of the free agency you've seen so far? Way too early.
Yeah, way too early, but I mean, I'm gonna go Ravens and out the NFC, probably Ravens and Rams Super Bowl. I think that'd be great.
You know how I feel about them.
Since so far, go ahead, Dre.
The Rams.
Paul, we appreciate you, my guy. We don't want to keep you up too much late longer. How can the people keep up with you? Any final closing remarks for the people out there in the Flex Zone family?
Hey man, closing thoughts, man. Watch y'all some women's college basketball this week and some WNBA this upcoming season. You know, if you got the opportunity, go to a game and you know go see these women play. You will enjoy it. You want to keep up with me, Pablo_Jesus_Rodriguez on Instagram. You know, always a pleasure to be on the Flex Zone. You know, anytime y'all flash a bat signal for me to come, you know, I'm gonna pull up. Appreciate it.
Quick story, man. Paul's right. If you get a chance to go to a WNBA game, go. We was on vacation, and I will always remember Paul dragged me to my first WNBA game, and I'm like, Negro, we in Vegas. Why do I want to go to a WNBA game? But actually end up having a really good time, man. So, yes, support the women.
Yes, sir.
One more time, the one and only WNBA women's sports aficionado, Paul Williams. Paul, we appreciate you, my guy. Thanks for staying up late. Get some rest, my guy.
All right, thanks, y'all. Good night. Peace out.
Yes, sir. Give it up for Paul, everybody.
Yeah, good job.
Appreciate Paul bringing the knowledge, dropping the bombs.
That's as Karate was calling him, the Reverend Dr. Bishop.
Deacon Williams.
Real quick, Travis Kelce gets a 3-year extension. Are we
crazy?
Right.
Crazy. What?
What you say, Dre?
Hey,
Crazy.
I
Javante? Go
thought
ahead.
he was
One
retiring.
year, yes, but 3 is wild. I'm like, bro, you
what
his numbers are
did he?
dwindling.
Did
And
he
they
bring a
gave him-
weapon? Did he bring a weapon to the
they're not
negotiations?
dwindling. He's still consistent. He's still a great tight end.
Did
He's
he
still
bring a
good, but
weapon?
it's not the impact like he once had. Like, that's like the Ravens giving Andrews the bag. Like,
But he did give
no.
Andrews.
Which was also crazy.
Well,
That's why I'm like, you're not the same.
well, Kelsey's still better than Andrews is. So even at this age, he's still better. Still more productive too.
Also agree. But
So
that's crazy, bro.
But
We
yeah.
were talking about him calling it quits, and now he's getting a 3-year deal.
Yeah,
What?
he wants to remain with the Chiefs for 3 more.
He
I
brought-
guess 2 more years at least. You know.
Yeah, at least I could see at least 2 more because I'm like, bro, you about to get married. You still got the podcast, and I know they got some other business ventures that are about to be underway. So maybe they just trying to give him as much exposure as possible before he transitions. But there's just no way that he's going to keep playing. But then again, we keep saying that, and every year he comes back. So,
or maybe he talked to LeBron James, and he was like, "Yo, you're still playing at a high level. Continue to play until you can." You never know.
yeah, but LeBron is actually like figuring his part out. Though the Pistons beat them and snapped that 9-game win streak. LeBron and Brady just playing lights out at their advanced ages.
That's because the Lakers playing around as usual, playing with their food instead of devouring and destroying them. You know, but it is what it is.
82-game season, man.
Kelsey staying in Kansas City. All right, let's get to the Sweet 16, guys. Dre, I'll start with you. Duke will be in DC this weekend playing St. John's. Anything from this past weekend or Sweet 16 you look forward to? How your bracket looking, my guy?
Bracket's looking pretty okay, man. Look, I know, Duke had that one scare, but I was the only one I remember in the chat telling everybody, just relax. It's going to be fine.
Well, I was too, Drake, because they didn't sub anybody out on the other team. Goofy.
Florida losing was a surprise.
I called them losing, but not the Iowa.
But we know every year is going to be a surprise. I'm really happy with Arkansas. And now I had so much focus on Arkansas that I totally forgot. And forgot is kind of bad, but I about the work Pitino's been doing with St. John's. And like, so for them, they can make a lot of noise. I know we've been focused, like I said, so much on Duke, Arkansas, teams like that, but don't sleep on St. John's, man. St. John's and Pitino, and he's coming around. And we know the work, we talk so much about Calipari, but Pitino can really, like, he's been able to adjust in the game. So that's somebody that I gotta watch out for in my bracket.
Wow.
Go ahead, Raj.
Well, my bracket has been looking okay, except for Florida losing.
Yeah, Florida just messed everybody.
Didn't I have Iowa going to the Sweet 16, but Duke, UConn, Houston, Arizona, Purdue, Michigan, Iowa State, still all in it for me. So, and of course, my national champion is still Duke. So, I still got a chance to, pull some things out, at least in this bracket. But yeah, man, that was probably the shocker was Florida losing. Duke almost lost in that first game. I was like, my goodness.
But we didn't lose, though.
You didn't.
Well,
They pulled it out.
I had Florida losing to Nebraska, who won their first tournament game and is in their first Sweet 16 ever. So I actually have Nebraska beating whoever. I think Nebraska's going to beat Iowa. I think Nebraska in that home court advantage they got with all those male-colored folks traveling all over the country. Oh, they're going to be in the Elite Eight, I think. They're taking over Houston this week, by the way. So,
Lit.
We'll see. But I still got Duke. I mean, of course, I still got Duke winning it all. But, I mean, I don't know. This is pretty tough. UConn is a really good team, too. So, we'll see.
Yeah. Cravante, how you feeling, my brother? Who did you have in your bracket, Cravante, again?
So I had Duke winning everything. Sweet 16 is not looking terrible. Duke, I got Duke and St. John's, Michigan State, UConn. Now in the South, I'm completely off. Florida is the reason, Raj. It's Florida's fault. Like always. So that the South, I got nothing out of that portion of the South.
Oh, wow.
But I have Houston.
Yeah,
I have Houston. In the West, Arizona, Arkansas, and I actually have Arkansas. Texas and Purdue, Michigan, Alabama, and that other part of the Midwest. I got nothing because I had Kentucky. Go figure. Yeah, so that didn't go great. So I'm not looking terrible, but as much as it pains me to say, I did pick Duke to
It don't pain you to say. It's about time. You didn't sell out. You brought in, and it's about time you come to the winning organization. Don't fix your face. It's about time you came home.
You said you did not sell out, but you bought in. Is crazy.
I said right, like the play on words, like what? But it's crazy. But yeah, it's so. When I messed up bad, but everywhere else was pretty good.
As long as you picked Duke to win, you didn't mess up, brother.
All right. I should have made another bracket.
No, you shouldn't have. You made look. Stop with this multiple bracket stuff. You get one bracket.
Real quick, my Final Four still alive. By the way, Iowa State, Illinois. Who did I have beating Duke? I had Duke in the Final Four, and Purdue was my champion. By the way, so just moseying on down. Real quick, the Final Four is in Indianapolis, so could be a home court advantage for Purdue. Just saying. So we'll see. We'll see. Big Ten doing really, really well this tournament, but we'll keep it lit.
Is everybody's Final Four still alive?
I believe so.
My
unless y'all had Florida in it. I didn't have Florida.
My flex zone one in it. My flex zone one is destroyed, literally.
Yeah, I didn't believe in Florida. I didn't think Florida was a 1 seed this year. I just wasn't buying them. I thought they would lose. But shout out to Iowa. Like I said, I'm big on Nebraska. I got them in the Elite Eight. I believe I have them losing to Illinois. Yeah, and I have Iowa State beating, hopefully. Well, Michigan, I ain't gonna lie. Michigan looking tough. They are looking scary.
I got them in my Final Four. I have Duke, Houston, Purdue, and Michigan.
Yeah, Dominican LeBron ain't playing. He ain't playing. He looking
not
real.
Dominican LeBron.
Yeah, boy. You don't know about Yaxel? That's another brother out there. Yes, Yaxel Linderborg. Look out for him. Dominican LeBron. Where's number 23 on Michigan? He does the damn thing. The brother gets it in. So Michigan looking real good. I'd love to see Michigan win it. For Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and all the Fab Five, but we'll see. Sweet 16 this weekend. It should be lit. And Arizona still getting it done as well. They've been blowing everybody out just in their own world, but I still don't trust them. We'll see. Could eventually have to play Texas, who they fired their coach. Sean Miller was at Arizona, so that could be some interesting thing. I think Tennessee is getting hot. That'll be Tennessee's pretty hot too, so we'll see.
Yeah, I did have Tennessee advancing. I remember that in my bracket.
Tennessee's very, very hot, but yeah, Arkansas is looking good as well. So a lot of good prospects. If you're looking for a good player on your NBA team, watch out. There's a lot of them on display.
This year, the men's game.
Need all of them.
I know we had the segment earlier about the women, but the men's game. Yeah.
All right, real quick. Let's just get to draft one month away. Any notes on that? We got the draft 1 month away in Pittsburgh. Excitement level.
I think that the draft will be re-exciting once March Madness is away. Just because right now the men and the women are nice, so it's kind of taking some shine off. And then of course we got opening day coming up in a few days, so it's a lot happening in the sports world that's kind of going to get you away. But as soon as the draft comes, we already know everybody's going to be excited. And it's going to be in Pittsburgh, their new coach, and people are going to be curious about what they're going to do. So the excitement will come.
Raj, Gravante, draft.
So and me and Byron will get together soon. For we might switch up a little bit this year with what we're doing. But Well, when you guys probably would not understand, but when your team is not good, you usually dive into the draft a little bit sooner than I had to I died. I gotta dive in. Yeah, I was
Oh,
in
you did. Oh,
I was I was swimming way before I probably should have been. But when your team is not good, that's what you look forward to. And sometimes Byron, Dre, and Raj, when you start so early, you could get what's called prospect fatigue. So somebody could be high in January, and then by the end of March, which would be right about now, it's like we're finding things to nitpick. So we're finding so many things to nitpick that they're like slowly dropping down, everybody's proverbial like draft boards and stuff like that. So the excitement will be there. It's just that we're finding, I know for me, I got to find new prospects, because when you constantly talk about the same guys, at this point, you're just finding things to knock them down. If anything, like Ruben Bain was all the rage.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once we heard about him and he was playing amazing going into the year, now they talking about him possibly falling off the top 10.
Which is crazy, because I tell you this, Rod, say it. Rod, say it, boy. Let him fall. Because if he comes here, pick him.
Well, Dre, somebody's going to be on the board, because remember last time they was at 14. Because somebody's going to reach for at least 1 or 2 players.
Yeah, but trust me, if Bain is on the list, I mean, if he's still available, pick him.
Somebody's going to be there for the Ravens. A player they don't expect is going to be there. I think somebody they don't expect is going to be there.
Somebody.
Which is why also the whole debacle about Max Crosby, I'm like, it may be a blessing in disguise, because remember I said on this podcast that them picking at 14 is so rare that this was the year where you don't want to actually give up your draft pick. It was in previous years, I was like, yeah, they can give away those picks. I'm like, I would be like the Rams, forget those picks if you're going to pick so low. But the fact that you picking high, nah, give away your next year draft, because this is the year when you want to be able to grab somebody. And you might be able to, like you said, get a diamond in the rough. I think the last time they picked this low, they got Kyle Hamilton. So yeah, you want to go ahead and be able to do that again, especially when you have a Jesse Minter, and then I can just imagine Bain and Trey together.
Ooh, it'd be nasty. It would definitely be nasty. But yeah, so things like that are happening. But the draft is gonna be the draft. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do. But I can't wait till we do. We might even need to do a couple mock drafts. Oh, I don't know if y'all. We probably want to do a mock draft or 2 if we could fit one in by the time the draft comes, just to see what everybody's thought process is. Because I don't know what I'm gonna do at 7. I'm be honest with y'all. I don't. What I want to do versus what I'm hearing is 2 totally different things. Like
I'm hearing like 5 or 6 people. I'm hearing Fano. I'm hearing Vega.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing Ruben Bain.
So for sure, an offensive lineman is going to be there.
Yeah, it's going to be a Fano or Vegas. Hopefully both of them are there. But I'm hearing everything. I'm hearing the damn running back, Jeremiah. What's his Jeremiah something?
Oh, listen, his stock is through the roof. I don't even think he's not even. I don't think he's getting out the top 5. Like his stock is so crazy right now. I don't think he's getting out the top 5.
Man, you never know with some of these teams, man. They be drunk. You just don't know, bro. Like seriously, it's like, why are you picking this dude? And you should not be picking him, but you pick him anyway. And it's like,
but remember what I said before. You pick the running back. You don't pick the running back when you have a terrible organization or a terrible team. You don't pick
Raiders. I don't know what
you don't do that. And I feel like Byron, newsflash, I think the Tennessee Titans are going to do it. And I think that'd be terrible. I think that'd be a terrible, terrible idea. But just because he's like, he feels like Bijan Robinson. That's what he feels like. You know what I'm saying? But the Falcons ain't good. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
like he's good. He's good.
He's good. He's good, but the Falcons as a team and organization not good. A running back does not. I don't care how good of a running back he is, or whoever is. They don't move the needle that much. The only time a running back really moves the needle is if the team is already set and they just need a running back to put them over the top.
The way they pumping up Ty Simpson, or Dan Orlowski's pumping up Ty Simpson. He's the #1 quarterback in the draft. He's better than Fernando Mendoza. I'm like,
man, they need to stop. They do that every.
Somebody's going to reach for him. Somebody's going to reach for him because they need one.
They do that every year,
and that means somebody else is going to fall to 14.
I can see the Jets doing some goofy stuff like that at number 2, reaching for Ty Simpson.
They better not. I mean, that'd be great for us because that'd be another great player that can fall to 7.
I mean, Ty. I like Ty, but no.
And we know the Bengals always do something goofy. It seems like so. Somebody's going to do something goofy.
Somebody good is going to fall to the Bengals, and they ought not mess it up.
Oh yeah, because they already been messing up, and if they continue to mess up, they're gonna lose all 3 of their stars
on some dumb stuff, man.
Real quick win totals, like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I'm leaning more under. I don't really see a dominant team right now in the NFL. Right now,
even Seattle, I'm skeptical about them going back to back because the Rams for the past 2 years have almost had it.
I ain't gonna hold you. I think that list is a joke. I mean, I'm not even being funny. No, I'm serious. Like, we should not be the #1 team with 11. Like, bro, we have a rookie coach, a rookie defensive and offensive. Well, yeah, defensive. No, not the offensive coordinator who's never called plays before. And our team is incomplete, and we lost like half of the damn team last week. So it's like, why are we the highest?
Okay, but it's the same reason why they always have the Bills every year. The Bills don't have everything.
Well, Dre, they already got 4 wins: 2 with the Dolphins and 2 with the Jets. So they already got 4. They already got 4. 2 of the worst teams in the league. Do y'all realize they're in the same division? I don't think that's ever happened. That's crazy. Top 2 picks potentially. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. And draft 1 month away. Stay tuned. Cavante and I'll be pumping out some content real soon, and we will be doing some mock draft stuff. So stay tuned. We got a month full rock and roll. Cavante, you got some goofies? Want to get goofy real quick?
I sent so Dre, while we were during the early part of the show, I was actually able to look at the video you said
on IG. So
yeah. So we can do that.
Baseball season is here. Let's call to the bullpen and get goofy.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Stupid. Just stupid. Jam. Oh, jam.
Well, now that's goofy. What's up, good people? Welcome to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time to let me tell the good people what I thought was goofy this particular week. You know what? You know we deal with all levels of goofiness, high, low, in between, in the middle, all around. We've expanded to talking about more than just sports. We've talked about goofiness in politics, goofiness in entertainment, and hip hop, the music industry. So we talk about goofies as a whole and as a world, as a society. But I have one in particular, and shout out to my good brother Dre. He gives me 2. He sends me like sometimes 2 throughout the week, and I usually pick one, but he's always good for sending me a couple of them. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with Threads, so he sent it to me on Threads, so I wasn't able to see it as soon as he actually sent it to me. But I was able to watch it, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but and I meant to ask y'all opinion. How do y'all feel about the speakeasy with Acho and
All right, so I don't mind speakeasy. The one of the hostess, I questioned the name. I think his name is like Sugar Bear or something, but besides the name, I don't mind the podcast as much, being that especially I like Shady and TJ being on there. Emmanuel can be hit or miss, but what I do like about the show is that some of the topics that they're willing to dive into. So I don't mind the speakeasy as much. Same thing kind of with some of the other podcasts, but them in particularly the topics that they have, um, um, and especially the takes that you have a guy who was a star in Shady, and a guy who really wasn't, but he understands the game. And it's not a shade at Acho, because Acho says this himself, that Shady was the star. So I think it gives you a unique perspective on the game of football.
And with that perspective, sometimes he can stick his foot in his mouth, which leads us into this particular goofy. So I joked about this. I said this off the air. Ever since that situation with Joy Taylor and them at the other network, hasn't been great. Hasn't been great. I feel like Acho has been reaching a little bit on takes, but you do what you gotta do to remain relevant. Oh boy. Ah!
Look who's laughing at him. Look who's laughing at him.
Lamar!
Who is that? Who is that in the comment section?
Lamar.
Hey yo.
Lamar Jackson being in the comment section is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, because I'm sure Lamar thought those things, one or two of those things that Fournette had said about Acho, and he's like, that was pretty funny because I thought the same things. But there's a video. Acho was speaking on Speakeasy, and he referenced Leonard Fournette. He referenced Leonard Fournette, and I did not catch what he said, but I caught Leonard Fournette's and Jarvis Landry. Did they have I think Jarvis, I don't know who has the podcast, but they were on together responding to what Acho said. So Acho said something in regards to Fournette and Jarvis Landry. Byron, do you have that?
What is it, Acho? What is he talking about? I'm trying to
shoot. What was
he talking about, Dre?
So Acho was saying that Fournette was he wasn't all that of a player and a contributor to the Cleveland Browns, and then Fournette responded with basically demolishing Acho's career.
Oh man! Oh man!
What career did he have?
Exactly. Thank you, Raj. So and Jarvis Landry. First of all,
do you have the video, Byron?
It's a bunch of back and forth, but go ahead. Let me see if I can pull it up. Go ahead.
So Jarvis Landry was just there. I'll say this. You know how sometimes where you have a conversation with like your homeboys or whatever, and one just goes off, and the other one's just like, "Oh snap, this is how you feel about this for real," and all you can say is like, "Yep, you right, yeah."
No, that's how you're right. It was because it was Fournette didn't play for the Browns. It was Jarvis. It's my fault.
Let me play this real quick. I'll play.
Listen. Listen, I'm trying to keep my mind clear. Emmanuel Echo.
Emmanuel Echo.
Was he a starter?
No, he wasn't a starter at all.
Oh, he was a bench player.
Yeah, 100%.
It says 33 tackles in your career. It says he started 2 games.
In his career?
In his career. Out of every NFL analyst they have, he has the weakest resume.
I agree.
Like, what did you talk like? And guess what? This our last time even speaking about you on here, but I had to let you know, like, we not them. You just can't you say, oh, Jarvis had a good career. Leonard was a dog. Jarvis was a dog. Leonard, yes, was a dog. Emmanuel was ass.
Period.
How's that, Cavante? How's that?
That was perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So Mark had it right in the comments. My fault. I did forget about those. Kevin
So Mark,
Stefanski
thank
part.
you. Thank you, Mark. Fournette, Landry, we're talking down to Stefanski and defending Stefanski, Acho, which is, a little selloutish. Acho said that they were dogs, but they don't have any awards like Stefanski. So naturally, Acho got whatever came his way. And
I got Acho real quick. Let me play Acho real quick.
Obviously, my career. Oh, not good at all. Bum, backup, all the things. But I was a 6th-round pick. I probably should have been. Leonard Fournette won a Super Bowl. I'm happy for him. But why you got a podcast in your hand? Why ain't you got a football in your hand? Because 8 running backs drafted after Leonard Fournette were still in the league last year. Top 5 running back. Adrian Peterson was a top 5 running back. LaDainian Thompson was a top 5 running back. So let's not talk about careers. Because if we're being honest, based on where we were drafted, we both underwhelmed in the NFL. Let's talk about the takes. The takes say that Kevin Stefanski was the best thing that happened to the Cleveland Browns. The takes say that Kevin Stefanski was really good when he had a good quarterback, going to the playoffs and winning a playoff game. The takes were accurate. The last time you were born, Leonard Fournette, the Browns have not seen a coach better than Kevin Stefanski. That is the take. You start talking about credentials, there's no need to talk about credentials. I didn't have a good NFL career. But we start talking about credentials, I got to start mentioning the fact that Samaje Perine drafted after you, still in the league. Aaron Jones undrafted after you, still in the league. Christian McCaffrey drafted after you, still in the league. I got to start mentioning Austin Eckler drafted after you, still in the league. I got to start mentioning a bunch of stuff. If we start talking about ball, let's not talk about ball. Underwhelming career. Hi, that's me. That's why I moved on into another career. But now you've moved into another career. So now we got to start talking about takes. And the fact of the matter is, learn somebody's name before you speak on them. That's the bare minimum into having a conversation, is knowing somebody's name. It's Acho, by the way. That's the bare minimum having a conversation. I do not think it is uncalled for to be like, hey, yo, if you don't know a dude's name, you can't speak on the man.
All right.
Well, I mean, you could see that he did it on purpose. He knows his name.
He was being facetious. Like, what? Echo? No, damn well your name not Echo. That was a joke. Like that's a play on words.
But
you sound loud.
I mean, I get what Acho is saying, but a lot of us also disagree about Kevin Stefanski. Being that I know it's the Browns, but if you're supposed to be the quarterback whisperer, then you should have been able to do more with the Browns than what you did. I know it's the Browns, but I mean, think about somebody like my man in Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell, like what he's been able to do with Sam Darnold, and they still went on, to the players. Kirk Cousins, and they call him a quarterback whisperer. What what the Rams have been able to do with Matt Stafford and some other quarterbacks there that have just come through. I'm thinking Darnold did come through there. Baker went through there for a second. So these guys, their resume shows that no matter who the quarterback is, they can still make it work. Stefanski, though he's a 2-time coach of the league, where they haven't done anything in the playoffs, or he hasn't produced a quarterback. And even when they had Baker Mayfield there, they were so quick to get him up out of there that they got Watson, and Watson ain't do nothing for them. Now it's a quarterback competition between Sanders and Watson, and for what? It should be Sanders' job because Watson's time is up. So I don't think Stefanski is the best thing that's happened to the Browns.
I thought that was such a stretch. That was such a reach. I thought that was the best thing for. Well, first of all, I guess you saying the best thing and the Cleveland Browns in the same sentence isn't probably saying much, but the how it came off is like, oh my gosh, he was the best thing since sliced bread to the Cleveland Browns, and I'm like, but also on top of that, y'all know personally, and I'm trying not to get too personal, but I hated how he treated Shedeur Sanders. I hated that.
Oh, we all do.
Like that was, I thought that was piss poor, but also, like that was like Sean Payton-ish with the whole Russell Wilson thing. Probably not as bad, but on the it's in like the same space. So that was trash. I thought that take was trash. I thought it was. I was like, Stefanski, I think that he's a great offensive mind. I think he's a great coach, but I question a lot of his especially his recent decision making. And to put him on a pedestal just because of an award versus players who played the game and who were dogs, I don't think that's comparable either. So again, this just goes down on we could make a long list of suspect takes, so takes from Emmanuel Echo.
You're just not gonna let it go, man.
I think that this just adds to the list, and at this point, it all looks fake. Like this is why I feel like stations like ESPN and all them, it's hard to keep shows. It's hard to keep debate shows going because I feel like everybody just reaching for clickbait. We just reaching to say something stupid and just to get people to watch. And I feel like we're losing like the art of football and talking about football and getting an understanding, because that was the whole point of especially former players talking, is to provide more understanding to the audience. That's what this was all about. But and I have to throw your boy in there. Stephen A. Smith started all of this, but it is what it is. They making a nice living off of it and making a nice amount of money and all that. I'm just saying the product is poor. That's what makes all this goofy. I think the product overall is poor. It's all for entertainment and clickbaits, and it's not about ball. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get off my soapbox. Y'all know my line. There's a thin line between goofy and great, and I thought Emmanuel Echo was on the wrong end of it. Emmanuel also got to do better.
Gosh, something wrong here.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Well, now that's goofy.
Jam. Oh, jam.
Jam.
And if you don't have a nice shape up and to go along with that shape up, not allowed on television. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, shout out to my boy Stunner Nasty here, man. Stunner in the building. I see him.
Jersey Dre, baseball night kicks off. Baseball season kicks off. Yankees, Giants on Netflix Wednesday night.
Odd, but I think I might tune in, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yankees Dodgers. We just couldn't get that.
No, I think they knew that the Dodgers were going to beat us bad, bro. I think they did a favor for us on that one. Man, there's a lot happening, man. Opening day. March Madness still going on. Like you said, the draft coming up. WrestleMania season is here. Stand and Deliver shortly coming about. NXT. And it's what a time to be alive in sports.
Raj, let the people know what to do on social media.
Hit the like and subscribe button. Check out more of our content. If you want to super chat us, you can. So hit that button if you would like to. Now also, become a member if you want. But we have a lot of content, like I said before, and we're only getting stronger as we move forward. So continue to keep following us.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fonte Bebe, we'll be working on some draft content real soon.
Absolutely, and maybe a mock draft or two.
Throw your ones up, acknowledge us. Only place fellas giving you sports how you want it.
When you need
When
it.
you need it.
Executive producer and Drizzy Dre. And of course, the other half, senior producer Cravante Bebe, and on social media, Big Raj. We will be live maybe tomorrow for NXT. Not sure what the card is, but Stand and Deliver is coming up, so stay tuned. We'll have predictions and previews for that, and of course, we'll be live. WrestleMania is about less than 30 days away, and we got opening day, so some Orioles content probably coming this week if I got time. We'll probably be live maybe on Thursday for the first game, see where I'm at, and AW and all the fun stuff in between, SmackDown, shorts, and everything else in between. So stay tuned. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell. Again, thank you to Paul bringing his knowledge and the aficionado back again. And we're going to do it again next week as well. We'll be previewing the Final Four also coming up. The same weekend as Stand and Deliver. Why would they do that? Anyway, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. We're getting out of here, y'all. For Cravante, Dre, Raj, everybody, thank you for watching. It's time to put the kids to bed. Mark, Ashley, Alex, KD. What's up, Live was done. I appreciate you as always, my guy. Again, thank you to Paul. We out of here, y'all. If you're watching this on the replay, Arisha, always in the chat. Thank you. Hit the like button, hit the bell. We're out of here, y'all. Happy Tuesday as we wind down the month of March, but spring is here. We out of here, y'all. Peace. Thank you for watching. Good night.